You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast, and this is show number 411 for Sunday, the 22nd of May, 2022.
Where dreams begin.
Well, hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, Janie.
Hello there, Michelle, and how are we doing this bright and sunny week for a change?
As recording, it is my grandson's first birthday.
Oh!
I managed to get a very rare occurrence in working in education.
Why? What? Explain.
I got the afternoon off.
How?
I know, this is unreal, isn't it? Well, remember back in February when I went on a school residential and I gave up a night away from home? Payback was I could have half a day whenever I liked.
Crikey, that's unusual, actually getting time back.
I know, it's ace. I planned my day really well. This morning I had my planning time, so I wasn't in class. And then I was able to leave at 11:30 because my year group have 11:30 lunch. So I was able to leave. It's been ace. I've gone home. I've done a bit of pottering in the garden, done a bit of trimming. I made a birthday cake. I had a birthday party with grandson. And now the cherry on my cake is to speak with you about our beloved Disney.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I get to be all smushy in person this weekend as we've got a glitterastic, fantastic burlesque night.
We have indeed, yes. It feels a long time since the last one, doesn't it?
It does, but I can't wait.
See you in person. And that means that you'll be bringing something for me, won't you, Michelle?
I'll be bringing you 2 frozen pieces of Earl of Sandwich bread pudding.
In exchange for some Milky Way special edition dark ones.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that. Diet will start Monday then.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, but thank you. I forgot. That's anyway. How are you, my lovely? You having a good week?
I am actually. Yes, it's all very relaxed at the moment because I'm kind of winding down because in a week's time I will not be working anymore.
Whoop whoop.
So I'm kind of on the wind down at the moment. And enjoying that to a certain extent, although I'm still going to keep involved with the preschool that I've been managing for the past goodness knows how many years, because I'm going to join their committee to keep them steered in the right direction. So I'll still have a little bit of involvement, but not as intensive as it has been. So a little bit of a time to, stop and reevaluate what I want to do.
Book a holiday.
Possibly. Maybe.
Book a holiday.
Yes, there's lots to think about at the moment, though.
Well, there is. There's lots of things opening up, but there's lots of prices climbing up to the sky.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit like with one hand they giveth, and in the other hand they taketh away.
Well, let's crack on into the news and we can find out what there giveth and taketh away, all in one super duper episode this week. And before we do that, I'd just like to say a big old thank you with my big heart beating bum diddy bum to our wonderful Patreon supporters who enable us to keep the podcast advertisement free, sponsorship free, and keeping us going. So thank you ever so much, you guys. There'll be some additional audio coming your way very soon. Jane.
Right, yes.
Let's talk trimmage. Over to you.
Well, you've talked trimming your garden, haven't you? So now let's talk about a different sort of trimmage.
If anyone came near me with hedge trimmers and secateurs, I'd be off like I don't know what, I tell you.
Yeah, I don't think I would trust anybody either. Let's talk more sensible. This is the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and the Harmony Barbershop are both about to reopen. The Harmony Barbershop is coming again this summer. So this is on Main Street. I think they're going to open for some bookings and there might be a chance of getting walk-ins as well. But yes, so you can now go and have that special haircut on Main Street should you so wish to do so. And I know there's quite a lot of people who like to get their first, the little ones, their first haircuts, don't they?
No, it's not for kids, it's for adults, Jane.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's for anybody of all ages, Michelle, isn't it?
Don't just think everything at Disney's for the kiddie winkles, because
Absolutely not.
I can just see your Symes having his hair trimmed and a little bit of Disney glitter in his hair.
Can you really?
I
Yeah,
can.
actually, I probably can as well, to be fair. Yeah.
He'd love it.
Would you do it though, Michelle? Would you go and have your hair cut?
Yeah, I'd get them to trim my little sort of like hair and put some glitter in. Of course.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to cost $5 million. But
Well,
it's Disney, and as soon as I see that big D, it's like, yeah, forget about the price tag.
Well, I think as I've got an extremely short haircut, I'd be quite happy to go and have a little bit of clipping done around the back. So, yeah, I'd be happy to give it a go. So, yeah, opening end of July. So actually, when you'll be there, Michelle, so you could actually do this, couldn't you? So accepting bookings from the 28th via My Disney Experience, and then walk-ins if available after that. And then hopefully Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique will also be opening its doors again later on, both at Disney World and Disneyland as well.
I tell you who's going to go and get his hair cut.
Who?
Anthony Markham.
Is he really?
I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna say, right, if we can snag a booking for you, pre-cruise, let's go Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique on you.
Do you think he's going to do it?
I don't know. It's worth asking. If not he, David, maybe even Caroline. I don't know. I am meeting up with so many amazing, wonderful people this summer. One of them surely will want to have their hair glitterified.
I think there's a joint event happening there. I think all of you could go and do.
That sounds more fun than Mickey's Not So Scary. Now, talking about scary, let's go back to the old COVID.
Oh, right, okay.
So, prior to June the 6th, if you were going on a Disney cruise, you could rock up at the port.
Mm.
They would do your COVID test because you've got to be vaccinated unless you're under 5. And then you could board the ship if you got the all clear.
Mm.
Sadly, beginning 7th of June, fully vaccinated guests who do not upload prior to embarkation their own certified test to prove that they're negative will have to pay.
Ah.
So you can still have your test at the port. It's $74 US plus tax for the initial antigen test. But if that is positive, you then need $125 plus tax for a confirmatory PCR test.
Ouch.
Ouch indeed. For a lot of people who are going in big groups, this is adding quite a lot of money onto a vacation that they never imagined having to pay. So whilst Disney have been very generous in that cancellation policy, I feel asking people to pay for these tests is a bit, ooh. And for me, being a UK person, trying to find out where in Disney World I can go and get a certified COVID test.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And then upload it and have the Wi-Fi to do the telephone or the face-to-face. It's freaking me out a little bit. Thank heavens I have got my wonderful agent, Christine Sir from MEI, on the case, and she's going to sort it out for me. But yeah, it's not great.
Well, it's not only the added cost element, Michelle, but it's also that element of what happens if one of your party tests positive.
Then you're not going on a cruise, babe.
Well, no, and that, I think, just for me personally, that whole stress element of, having to wait and find out and, are you, aren't you type of thing is, I don't know, it just fills me with utter dread.
For me, my main worry would be is if I do test positive, I can't go on the Mickey boat. Well, my flight doesn't go for another week. Where can I go when I'm testing positive of COVID?
Well,
I've got nowhere to stay. So, guys, if you're in the Orlando area and I test positive for COVID, would you like me to isolate on your sofa?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what the rules are in the... I've kind of lost track of what rules are supposed to be happening in this country, never mind anywhere else. So, yeah, and then the question is, Michelle, I know the beginning of June is not that far away, but, end of July, are things going to change again? How long are we going to keep these regulations in place and how quickly are they going to be changing?
I think Disney have put this out for the summer now. Starting 7th of June, it's going to run through the entire summer. I can't see it changing again.
No.
I really can't. And I know on the cruise group I'm party of, a lot of people are feeling a bit cheesed off with the extra cost it's going to cost them. And some people were hoping to have the whole vaccination thing, especially for children, dropped so that they could take the children again. That hasn't. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We shall see, because I imagine this isn't the last we're going to hear of this from me.
No, I'm not wanting to delve into the realms of politics or anything like that, but I think, yeah, division is being caused, and that may not be the best thing for publicity purposes, shall we say.
Yeah. I gather you are wanting to cosmically rewind, Jane.
Well, I am and I'm not.
All right, then go on then.
Well, yeah, Cosmic Rewind has, or I should say, is in preview mode at the moment. Would that be the right way to describe it? And I do like the look of it, and I am intrigued by it. And I've watched a few different YouTube type videos on it, but I did see a headline the other day that a lot of people are getting motion sickness.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit like,
I've spoken to a few people and they've sort of said, oh, it was fine, but I don't know, because I know a lot of people get really like that on Cushie's Coaster.
yeah, which is obviously that spinny sort of ride element where you don't necessarily know where you're going. You're facing one way, but the vehicle's moving opposite to where you're facing, as how I'm understanding it. So perhaps, yeah, just be careful if you do suffer from motion sickness, guys. So there's me.
I'm the perverse person wishing I want this clamshell to be unevenly balanced so we spin more. And you're like, don't load me with that little tiny child because I know I'm going to spin and spin and spin.
I know, yeah, there is that to consider as well, isn't there? So that's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out. However, so Cosmic Rewind is opening to all guests on the 27th of May, which we know this, don't we? So it'll be there for you, Michelle, when you get out there. Registered guests staying at Disney Deluxe Resorts and Disney Deluxe Villa Resorts or other select hotels will have an additional opportunity to request to join the virtual queue. So obviously we're going to be doing virtual queues for Cosmic Rewind when it officially opens. But those guests are going to get a chance to join at 6 p.m. on select dates. So it's select resorts on select dates in the extended evening hours. We'll be able to jump on the virtual queue at 6 p.m.
I'm so glad and thankful that my lovely travel buddy has got us in at the beach club, because that is a little Disney Deluxe resort.
So I might be able to take advantage of that one then, Michelle.
I think at least 2 out of the 3 days I'll be there, I'll be trying to wangle that one. But more about the third night later in the show.
I think it's just going to be interesting to see how it all pans out with the virtual queue systems. We've had it before, haven't we, with different ones, and I understand that Remy is coming off the individual lightning lane to let Guardians go on, and so that's something else to bear in mind if you're going out there, guys. Just look at your Genie Plus and look at different lightning lanes that are available and what's changing, because there are a few changes coming up.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go over to DLP now.
Oh, okay. What's happening at DLP?
AAFF.
I beg your pardon?
AAFF.
That just sounds wrong, Michelle.
Avengers Assemble, Flight Force.
Flight Force. Is this the old Iron Money thing?
Well, it's the old Rock and Roller Coaster. Getting a whole new retheme around Iron Man. And the name Flight Force, which makes... I don't know. I think Avengers Assemble, I think is hinting at the not just Iron Man focus on the attraction, which is good. So you can be assembling with other Avengers to fly with Iron Man. There is a wonderful, massive next generation audio animatronic of Iron Man in the queue, which is meant to be the bee's knees, and it's got like 43 different functions. It might even be able to tell you where you can find a Mickey bar in the park. It might be that good.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but the queue itself looks absolutely fantastic. And if those of us who ever rode Rock and Ride Roller Coaster, yes, there was a little bit of a pre-show, but other than that, there wasn't much of a queue base at the DLP version. And it looks like this is going to be one of those queues for Disneyland Paris in the Walt Disney Studios that is going to wow people, because it's going to be an area where people will be holding and waiting and queuing for a long time. And I think seeing what they've done with Cosmic Rewind over in Epcot, I think it's going to be that same sort of level of theming and interactivity and engagement to distract you for the fact that you're waiting 3.5 hours to ride a roller coaster.
Yeah, I mean all the advertisement for it. I think initially it was kind of showing Iron Man, and then it seems to have gone now. We're getting Captain Marvel flying along with us. So whether it's going to be a mixture of flying Avengers, I would guess by them calling it Flight Force.
I like the idea that they're bringing in different Avengers so that if Iron Man's not your favourite, your kid might go, oh, stupid Iron Man, blah, blah, blah. But if it's got an array, it's appealing to girls, it's appealing to boys, it's appealing to fanboys, it's appealing to fangirls, adults, children over the height requirement, all excited about this one roller coaster, and it's definitely something that is needed in Walt Disney Studios because there's nothing to do at the moment while they're cracking those eggs and making the omelette, as it were, of the new lands that are being introduced there.
Yeah, they definitely needed to be open. I mean, a lot of the rumours are that it's probably going to be open a little bit earlier than perhaps was first thought, and perhaps they might open it with it being a little bit unfinished, and perhaps restaurants may not be completely open.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be an announcement any time. Literally, it may even been by the time we get this show out, Michelle, there may even have been an announcement. So it's going to be interesting to see what when they've got it planned to open, I should say. So yeah, and like you say, Walt Disney Studios, bless its heart, it needs extra bits and bobs.
Absolutely. And I'm guessing end of June.
Yeah, I would go with that as well.
With what they're saying about annual pass availability as well. So we shall see.
Definitely.
So it is the month of May.
It is the month of May, correct.
May blossom, cherry blossom. Everything's blooming. So what are you going to start thinking about?
Well, I'm guessing because you've made a big point about saying how nice it is and how sunny it is and how warm it is, it's going to be something cold probably.
Halloween. It is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Halloween in the various Disney resorts.
Okay.
In Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, guests will be able to enjoy the Disney Halloween event taking place September the 15th all the way through to the 31st of October 2022.
Well, that's quite a decent time span. Quite like that.
It's a reasonable span, 6 weeks.
And it's kind of in the months that I would associate.
Oh.
I'll let September creep in there.
The shortest time for a Halloween event is over in DLP.
Yeah.
Their Halloween party will take place on the 29th and 31st of October.
Why do we get it so short over here, do you think?
I don't know. Well, maybe it's not a big thing in Paris. It's European culture, blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Yeah, it's a shame they couldn't just extend it maybe just for a couple of weeks. I think would be nice.
Yeah. Disneyland are getting Oogie Boogie Bash.
Ah, nice.
Disney Halloween party costing $9 million. The thing is with Oogie Boogie Bash, the minute tickets become available, you have to hop on the phone and be on hold for 6 hours in the hope that you get one.
Yeah, they kind of disappear really quickly, don't they? Understandably, but unfortunately, yeah.
But again,
that's the nature of the game.
The Disneyland Resort, they have their Halloween party for a shorter period of time. It's going to be howling back into season during fall 2022.
Well, again, fall is an appropriate time of the year for Halloweeny things.
Unless you visit Walt Disney World. Because
yes.
Halloween starts August 12th.
No.
August 12th. Jane, I am not kidding. When I first went to Walt Disney World, I used to literally sob into my pillow because we'd never be able to do food and wine or the Halloween parties because they always traditionally started in September. We'd start getting the Halloween decoration in the park. Brilliant. Yeah. That was nice. But we wouldn't be able to access these wonderful parties. It's my fault. I apologise, all Disney fans all over the world, that it was something I prayed for and wished for, and now I am regretting opening my big Yorkshire gob.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same as you, Michelle. It was that thing of like, you kind of lamented the fact that we, purely because we work in education, that we couldn't get to these specific events. And I exactly the same as you, because I would always try and go late August. And it was kind of a treat actually to see that little bit of transformation happening and to be aware of how these transformations happen. So for the Disney nerd in me, I actually quite liked walking into Magic Kingdom one day and seeing it being different from the day before and seeing the crane up at the castle. I remember classic year, we got a beautiful photo Simon had taken of my mum and dad in front of the castle and a great big crane next to it. So thankfully, because of Simon's photoshopping skills, he was actually able to go in there and Photoshop out the crane. But it was kind of like, in some respects, it was like, oh yeah, but that kind of shows what was going on and what was happening, and it kind of appeals. But now it's just like, yeah, from a British point of view, we could turn up and it would already be Halloween. We wouldn't even get to see any of the summer stuff.
Yeah. I'm arriving on the 13th of August, which is the day after the first party.
Wow.
So the Magic Kingdom to me is going to be bedecked in orange, yellow and white.
Yeah,
I am not even going to get to see the summer theming.
No, that just, it feels a bit... I'm all for extending these things to give more people the opportunity, but I think going that early in August, I'm sorry, it's like, I mean, it's already going to start clashing because we get to July and we're going to have Christmas in July, aren't we? So... it's like all these holidays and special events are going to start to mush into one. We won't be able to see one from the other.
But on the other hand, I had to buy tickets.
Oh, okay.
I just had to. And I'm quite thankful that the first event, the first night even, was on the 12th of August. I would be avoiding that because you know what's going to happen. The vloggerati are going to be there in their millions. Well, I'm relying on those guys to go and tell me what I need to do in what order to get the best out of the party, because the very next day I'll be flying over to the States. I can watch all their content and use it as my trip planning to ensure that when I actually go on the night I've got booked, I'll have an amazing event.
Yeah, get your bang for your buck, Michelle.
And because I've got a Disney Resort reservation, or should I say 2 Disney Resort reservations, I was able to make some purchases prior to tickets going on general sale this week.
Ah, very sneaky.
Well, sneaky, or thank heavens for a 0800 free phone number for ringing Disney. Because I dialed the number. And let's play a little game, Jane. How long was I on hold for before the wonderful, the delightful Alexander answered my call?
Oh, crikey. 2 hours?
1 hour, 25 minutes.
Hey, that's not bad going.
1 hour, 25 minutes on the UK free phone dedicated number. The lovely Alexander said, hello, how can I help you? And I said, I'm coming back to Mickey's Not So Scary. I'd like to book some tickets, please. And he said, oh, that's wonderful. And I take it from your accent, you're from the UK. And I said, yes, I'm over in West Yorkshire. He said, West Yorkshire? No, West Yorkshire. Alexander, let's teach you some English. Okay, aluminium.
Not aluminum.
Yorkshire.
Not Yorkshire.
And bacon is not streaky bacon.
No, it's back bacon.
Yeah. Anyway, digressing completely. I had a lovely 25 minutes chat with the wonderful Alexander. He was so lovely and so gracious as I spelled it out every letter of my very long address. And he tried to understand my phonetic alphabet opposed to his phonetic alphabet. We were having fits of laughter as I tried to think of a Disney character beginning with N. And it was like, I can't think. My brain's gone.
Nala.
I know, you know it now. I didn't know it then. I was going, N. Nasmin. No, that's Jasmine. Nalu. No, that's Baloo. Nemo. I eventually got Nemo.
Oh, there you go.
You see, there's loads now you think of it.
Well, you know.
So we had a bit of fun and I ordered my tickets and then I ordered a separate set of tickets because Caroline wanted to go with me. So I got 2 tickets for Caroline and myself. And then I was able to purchase some further tickets. Oh, my word. And David and myself have been able to snag up some tickets for ours. It's really weird because they would only let me book for the people on the reservation. So I wanted to get an extra ticket for Anthony.
Oh, okay.
And they wouldn't let me.
Yeah, I suppose it kind of makes sense if you're getting that sneaky little bit ahead of the game.
Yeah, so they only let me get the 4. Anyway, got home from work this afternoon and they've sent them over by UPS. I actually have physical tickets from Disney. This is why the event's so expensive. They sent them over UPS Express 48-hour service.
I'm so surprised that it's a physical ticket when we have all this virtual technology at our hands.
Well, I'd already linked them all up on the old Apparoonie.
Well, yeah, so why do you need physical ticket? I mean, it's very nice, don't get me wrong. I love a bit of physicality, if you know what I mean. But, you know, it does seem a little bit antiquated almost when everything else is so app-driven.
Yeah. It was very weird. Anyway, I've got them in my little sticky paws, and hopefully Anthony will be able to snag his ticket, and then the Three Musketeers can go one night. So we need to think of an outfit the three of us can wear.
Okay. Three Little Pigs came to mind, but that's really not a good idea, is it?
I was Thorna, Thingy, and Merryweather.
Flora, Fauna and Merryweather.
Yeah, I don't think the other two would want to dress up as fairies.
Do you not?
No.
Do you not think? Surprising that,
Yeah,
isn't it?
and the Three Musketeers aren't really Disney.
No, that's why I said the Three Little Pigs.
Yeah. What about those mice? Have we got three mice? Or three fish?
Huey, Dewey and Louie.
We could be Huey, Dewey and Louie. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's a good idea.
This is what the podcast is for, a bit of brainstorming.
It is. I could just pick up the phone and ring you, but oh no, I've got to do it via Skype and record it as a podcast. And obviously myself and Caroline need to have a little chat about what we're going to do, whether we're going to do outfits, blah, blah, blah. The night Caroline and I go is going to be her last night in Walt Disney World as well.
That's a nice way to go out, isn't
Well, that's
it?
what I thought, because we had a Tuesday we could go, or we could go for a Friday, and I thought, Friday might be a bit busier than the Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I plumped for the Tuesday, her last night, so we're going to have a really lazy day, go to the theme park, have some fun, and I'm going to have to probably buy a third suitcase to bring back all the chockies. Anyway, I have one last thing I'd like to share this week, Jane.
Oh, okay. What was that?
I found a tour I want to do in Walt Disney World that I haven't already done.
I was just about to say, so you've done quite a few tours over the years, Michelle.
I have, and this one, oh Jane, I so want to do it. I so want to do it. It would make ace great podcast content.
Oh, go on then. What's this?
And I think I'd really enjoy it, and I think you'd love it as well.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued.
Right, so it's for you and a group of 6 people. No more, no less. Now, if you wanted, you could do it on your own, but it's up for 6.
Okay.
You'll have a Disney VIP tour guide.
Okay.
And you will indulge in a day of unparalleled magical experiences.
Okay, this is sounding like it's going to have a very hefty price tag.
No. You're going to visit a select few of your favourite attractions. So this is telling me they cater the day to you.
Okay.
So brain thinking, right? What's going to be the most difficult rides to get onto in Walt Disney World? Rise.
Yeah.
Remy.
Yeah. Guardians.
Slinky. Avatar. I've chosen 5. They said a few. In my word land, a few. 5.
Okay. I think Disney might need to be a bit more specific with their guidelines.
Especially for me.
Especially if they're dealing with Michelle, yes.
It says that I'm going to discover some of their best behind-the-scenes secrets.
Oh, we like that.
Travel back in time to see how Walt's passions inspired the offerings available throughout the Disney parks today.
That sounds interesting. I'm liking that as well.
Get a peek into some exciting new experiences.
Ooh, previews, yeah.
And you won't want to miss out on this memory-making exploration showcasing the world's most magical celebration. Did you know they're 50 this year, Jane?
You know what? I had heard something about that.
Yeah. Now, the best bit is it starts from my resort hotel.
Okay.
And they'll transport me somewhere.
Okay.
And we're going to go to the iconic Disney's Contemporary Resort.
Right.
And we're going to find out how this 1971 architectural marvel was among the first places to stay at Walt Disney World.
Okay, like a bit of history, yeah.
You'll like this bit better. We're going to have a champagne toast.
Ooh.
I'm guessing this is breakfast. We're going to have an exquisite view.
Oh,
And then we're
okay.
going to go on the Seven Seas Lagoon on a
Lovely. Yeah.
watercraft.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a look at the magnificent Disney Resorts collection on a private charter bound for the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Come on. It all sounds very good.
At this point, Shelley will be crying. Not only will she be a bit tiddly from the champagne, but going on a private motor coach on a boat up to the Magic Kingdom on my own, or with 5 friends.
Are you going to allow any friends to come along?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
If I've got 5 friends who fancy it.
Well, I would, Michelle, but I might be a bit far away from you.
Well, we're going to stroll down Main Street, USA, and then we get to tour inside the Cinderella Castle Suite.
Okay.
OMG.
Yeah, very OMG, yes.
And at that point, that's where I'm going to leave the tour, tuck myself into bed and stay there all day.
I don't think they'll let you do that, darling.
Shelley want to go and sleep there and have a bath in that big bath.
You can't claim squatters' rights, in the Cinderella
Are you
suite.
sure? Have you Googled it?
I haven't, but I'm pretty sure they'll kick you out toot sweet.
I'm going to squat. Okay.
Right.
If we manage to
Let's say you
prise me
don't.
away by my fingertips out of the Cinderella Castle Suite,
Okay.
we're going to go and have lunch.
Oh, where are we lunching?
Be our guest.
Very nice.
Yeah. They claim I will get to see some of my favourite attractions in a whole new light. And I'll gain a fresh new perspective on the park.
Okay.
Then it says I'm going in the highway in the sky towards Epcot.
Monorail, yeah.
Well, monorail, or are we somehow going to go on a Skyliner?
Well, you can't go in a Skyliner for the Magic Kingdom, love, can you?
But it's, you see, highway in the sky makes me think Skyliner.
See, Highway in the Sky makes me think of the old Highway in the Sky that used to go from Fantasyland to Tomorrowland.
Oh,
Many, many, many years ago.
the buckets of death.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I liked that ride.
Well, when we arrive, we'll get to look at the stunning transformation of the park, and then we're going to blast off for a surprise treat at Space 220.
So we're having brekkie with champagne at the Contemporary.
Yeah,
We're having something to eat at Be Our Guest for lunchtime.
yeah,
And then we're at Space 220.
yeah.
Okay.
It's-
Just thought I'd check in with
I
you.
know.
Yeah. Go on, carry on.
Then we're going to see the power of human imagination, how it's combined with the magic of Disney, and we are going to get to squeak on over to Remy's Ratatouille adventure.
Okay.
Then at the end of the trip, you'll take to the skies one more time. Doesn't say how. So I'm imagining a private helicopter at this point.
Okay. Where are you going when you take to the skies?
Well, it doesn't say, but it says I'll take to the skies one more time as my Disney VIP tour guide gives me a final moment befitting a magical day. And what could be better than being in a helicopter watching the fireworks?
Oh, you could have a helicopter ride over Disney
I
World.
doubt it's a helicopter, though, Jane.
Well, what else would it be?
I don't know. But I don't think they're going to put a helicopter on. But that's my version of the tour.
Okay.
Now, it's only mentioning Magic Kingdom and Epcot in that. Shelley wants to go over to the other 2 parks, please.
Well, I'm guessing from all that, are you going to actually be able to dictate which rides you want to go on, or are they going to dictate it to you?
I don't know. I think there's going to be like the set things that they do with the breakfast, lunch and afternoony thing. And I think it must finish off with the fireworks. It really, really must.
Yeah, because there's quite a lot to pack into that.
Yeah. You've got to have your theme park admission with Park Hopper. And we know it's got to be Park Hopper because we've got to go from Magic Kingdom to Epcot.
And you can't go till after 2:00.
Yeah. And you've
Yeah.
still got to have booked a Disney Park Pass to make sure that you can go into that first park.
Right, so you've got to have booked tickets. You've got to have tickets to start off with. You've got to reserve for the Magic Kingdom. And you've got to have a hopper ticket.
It says it's going to be up to 8 hours, and I'll be squeaking out every second of that.
Right, okay. So we haven't talked about one thing yet, Michelle, have we?
Oh, that bit. No, we don't need to do that.
I think we might, Michelle.
No, Shelley, no one to talk about that.
Well, the fact that you don't want to talk about it tells me that this is going to be something stupidly highly priced.
No, 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 no. Let's talk about the fact that they can accommodate certain lifestyle requests with no advanced arrangement, including things like if you've got diabetes, or you need a low carbohydrate diet, or a no sugar added diet, or plant-based options.
Is this the only way I'm going to be able to eat keto while I'm out there?
Absolutely. On this tart. Do it every single day.
Right, okay. So 3 very fancy dining options. Private water taxi malarkey. Behind the scenes stuff. 2 parks. Fireworks. Flying high. There's a lot going on, Michelle.
It is. I can't wait to book it.
Have you not booked it yet, love?
No, there's a slight problem.
Would that be the price, Michelle?
It would.
Oh my God, I don't even think.
Go on, guess.
No, I can't, because it's going to be... Are we talking 4 figures?
We are talking 4 figures. Luckily not 5.
Oh my God, is it that close to being 5?
No, ish.
Right, okay. Are we going to have to play Guess the Price now?
No, just tell me what you think.
So 6 people.
6 people. Food.
And food.
Champagne.
$5,000.
$6,500. For 6 people, though, so if you work it out, it's only just slightly over $1,100 each.
Just still, that's a lot of money to pay out per person.
Hey, when you compare it with value of going in the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Well, yeah. I reckon that's a whole other discussion, isn't it?
It is. So, I just need 5 friends to come with me, and then I just need to sell a kidney to pay the bill.
Yeah, I mean, I know we always do say that Disney will cater for all budgets, but there's a little bit of me thinks it's kind of catering for the higher end more often than not.
Disney have always offered their VIP service, and this is a particular 50th anniversary tour. So I suppose it's put together a collection of things that they want to give people who want to take advantage of the VIP tour for a day to see the highlights of Walt Disney World and have some food and dining and some kind of access to the evening spectacular in a glamorous way. And for these people that don't have to worry about money, that don't have to think about, oh, do I really need to run the hot tap when I'm washing my hands? Can I wash it with the cold tap because hot taps burn more gas and gas is $10 billion a day?
Yeah.
For that sort of person, it's not a thing. Or if you want to save up and do something particularly special, I'd blow my wedding budget on this. Forget getting married. This is what I'd do. If I was getting married again.
Yeah, big ifs. But yeah, I suppose, like we've always said, Michelle, they wouldn't create these things if there wasn't a market for them. And I think it just, from my own personal point of view, there is that element of I do kind of feel a little bit aggrieved that this is only going to be available to a certain quite small minority of people to do this. And a bit like the Star Wars Galactic Cruise, I know some die-hard Star Wars fans out there who would love to do it, but just simply can't afford to do it. And with the way the world is at the moment, with inflation being through the roof, and like you say, gas prices, and goodness knows what else, it's a toughie.
But I can dream, Jane.
You can dream, of course you can, Michelle.
I have a dream of going on the 50th anniversary tour.
And I'm quite happy to let you dream.
Yeah. Sorry, all the sugar's kicking in from the birthday cake that I made for Joseph. It had about 1.5 pounds of sugar in, and you should have seen this boy getting the birthday cake and shoveling it into his face because he's never had anything sugary before in his life, so, yeah.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, bless. So, that's basically our view on the world of Disney for this week. I hope you've enjoyed our rambling, our dreaming, and our speculating. If you want to hear more from us, why not hop on over to patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls, support the show, get extra content in return. You can always catch us on Instagram and Twitter at DisDreamGirls. You can send us a question to test us, quiz us, or just send us something to say hi. info@DisneyDreamGirls.com. Don't forget our Facebook page, Disney Dream Girls Podcast Family. But until next week, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.